If you are a man over 50, you have probably heard the same message repeated in different ways that your best years are behind you, and that everything from your energy to your influence is expected to decline with age. You feel it when the younger men at work stop seeking your guidance and when professionals speak to you as if your future is limited instead of full of potential. You notice it when people who once acknowledged your presence now walk by without offering a glance, and even though it irritates you deeply, you push it down like you are supposed to. The truth is that you are not finished and you are far from irrelevant. In fact, this is the phase of life where a man becomes truly formidable, because now you carry experience lessons, resilience scars, understanding, and a deeper sense of urgency. This is not a motivational speech, but a call for you to rise into your highest and most powerful form. Society celebrates youth, but the wisdom traditions of the past teach a greater truth: that as a man grows older, his strength should become quieter but unshakable, and his presence should grow heavier instead of weaker. What matters now is how that power shows up in real life, not in theories or complicated philosophies, but in actions that shape your daily existence as a man who refuses to shrink. As a mature man, you understand the power of stillness, which becomes one of your strongest forms of leverage. Younger men rush toward everything, chasing validation, attention, money, noise, popularity, and temporary pleasures, and although their energy is admirable, it is often unfocused and chaotic. Older men learn something much deeper: the ability to be still. Stillness is not passivity but controlled power, and the understanding that most of what people chase has no real meaning, and the small percentage that truly matters cannot be bought. When you master stillness, you stop pouring energy into unnecessary arguments, emotional chaos, or the desire to impress strangers. You stop reacting and start becoming present. You become like the older lion who does not sprint after everything that moves, but waits with intention because he knows exactly when to act and when to conserve his strength. That is the same potential you hold now. You do not need to be loud or flashy, because your history, your survival, and your calm authority speak louder than noise ever could. This stillness becomes magnetic, drawing respect, attention, and trust without effort, because people sense authenticity and depth in a man who has faced himself and survived. There also comes a stage where a man must embrace unapologetic masculinity. The world often pressures older men to soften their edges, to be overly agreeable, or to hide their natural strength, but you do not owe an apology for being mature, direct, grounded, disciplined, or confident. Many people who label masculinity as intimidating have never lived the hardships or responsibilities you have endured. Your presence, your clarity, and your conviction are needed more than ever in a culture that discourages firmness. You do not need to argue, defend, or justify your standards. All you need to do is exist without folding. Sit with confidence, speak with intention, look others in the eyes without hesitation, and allow your presence to occupy space without shrinking for the comfort of others. You are not harsh, and you are not dangerous in a negative sense. You are simply a man who stands on his values, and that makes you rare, and therefore valuable. Discipline becomes the foundation of your second life. People claim men peak in their 30s, but that is inaccurate. A man peaks whenever he chooses discipline over decay and mastery over neglect. Your 50s, 60s, and even 70s can become your strongest years if you choose to rebuild your physical strength, sharpen your mental clarity, and reclaim your time. Discipline is not about strict rules, but the dignity of taking care of your mind and body. Move daily, feed yourself with intention, limit distractions, and guard your mind from negativity and low-value information. Begin your mornings with focus, whether that is silence, riding movement, cold exposure, deep breathing, or intentional planning. Your time is now the most precious currency you have, and how you spend it determines the quality of the years ahead. Train your body, nourish your mind, and build habits that honor your future self. When it comes to women, something shifts after 50. You no longer feel the urge to chase attention or play emotional games. You want connection, not performance, and you want depth, not distraction. A powerful revelation occurs the moment you stop chasing is the moment you become naturally attractive. Not to superficial seekers or those searching for financial benefits, but to women who value presence, intelligence, calmness, and self-respect. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are whole within themselves. Stop attempting to look younger and instead embrace the maturity you have earned. Carry your gray hair, your lines, and your experiences with confidence. Speak from your chest, walk with grounded energy, and embody a man who knows he is enough without validation. You are not invisible, and you have not lost your appeal. You have simply entered a new phase, where your standards are higher and your attention is selective. Finally, you enter legacy mode. This stage of life is not a decline but the most meaningful chapter, because this is where everything you do begins to echo beyond your personal life. Your legacy is not money or titles, but the impact you leave through your actions, your presence, your mentorship, and your example. Younger men are watching, even when they do not say it. People learn from how you carry yourself when no one asks you to give more. Your legacy is built through the values you stand for, the wisdom you pass down, the boundaries you uphold, and the strength you show in silence. Ask yourself what you are teaching through your behavior, who you are protecting, what you are allowing, and who you are becoming. Make sure your life shapes others in a way that outlives your physical presence. Strive to become the man whose name is mentioned with respect when younger men speak about who guided them towards strength, integrity, and purpose. You are not past your prime. You are entering the age of power where your calmness is sharper than chaos, where your presence weighs more than loudness, and where your wisdom outvalues youth. If these words awaken something inside you, acknowledge it and remember that age does not weaken a man. It refines him and sharpens his essence.